I'm not saying his elevator don't go all the way to the top. What I'm saying is I don't think he has any stairs.
So how'd you get into the beard game and realizing that you like testing products and stuff?
I've always had facial hair since I was, oh God, I think I was 13 the first time I had to shave because I was getting crap with a peach fuzz, and never liked shaving. And so as soon as I got out of my high school would not allow you to have facial hair as part of their dress code. So as soon as I graduated, started growing facial hair. I've had facial hair except for one 3-month stint where I had a job where you had to be clean shaven. And one time I had surgery and they required me to shave before the surgery. Other than that, I've always had facial hair. But just like anybody else, if I let it grow out, I get the chin druff and all that kind of stuff. So all of this was not possible without the supportive product for me. So as soon as I don't even know how I stumbled across it. The very first video that I watched was George Bruno. And I was, if you go back and look at some of the very, very first George Bruno videos, he's got this magnificent, epic silver beard.
Straight down, soft as
heck. Beautiful. And so I clicked that. And as soon as I did that, and I just shared this with him not too long ago, as soon as you type in beard products of any sort, you get caught up in that logarithm and you're going to have all kind of stuff. And the very next one I watched was Beard Times with Scott doing a Luxurious Bastard review. And then from there I found Scuba and then Dan. And Dan is always saying, hey, I'm on Instagram. If you got any questions, shoot. I can come up with questions. Oh my God. When they told me there's no such thing as a stupid question, I have been challenging that premise for almost 50 years now. As soon as I could start talking, I was asking questions.
Did you light him up with questions?
You'd have to ask him. I let him. And that kind of got me started. And then when I looked at what everybody else was doing, I saw more, how can I say this? I saw a lot more guys doing the paid commercial, paid endorsement kind of thing. And every product that came out was the greatest thing ever. And that made it really frustrating for me. It's like, I just want to know what works good for me. All these other things are great. And here I am, a year plus later, rocking the beard company hat and rocking the beard company shirt. So I guess I did kind of fall down the rabbit hole, but that's really because there's so many great companies out there. And really that could be a separate video in and of itself, how to help people pick a beard company that works for them.
Well, I think we can go ahead and talk about it. Like I said, I can splice and dice this thing up any way we want. So how do you find a reviewer that works for you? How do you find a beard company that works for you? Whatever, oil, butter, whatever direction you want to go with it. Like for me, for the reviewers, when I started getting down the rabbit hole almost 3 years ago at this point. Scott had just started and Matt had just started when I started watching stuff. And then 4 months later, I started making videos. But the hardest thing for me was because I've been making YouTube videos with my music channel and stuff for years. But the beard community, once it started to become a real kind of community where people knew who each other were, that was all on Instagram. And I had not used Instagram at all. So there was a huge learning curve for me to try to get to that. And I hated it at first because when you make a video, you got to edit your video, upload it to YouTube, get your thumbnail right. And then you got to go over to Instagram and advertise for it and all of that stuff. So it just ended up taking more time than this hobby, because I don't make any money doing this either. I do accept products because I think I can help the company by, featuring them if I like them or whatever. But
Sure.
that's kind of my journey.
And I want to make sure that I'm absolutely crystal clear on this. I do not have a problem with reviewers accepting free products. I have no problem with, if I can remember everybody that charges, Scuba, Dan, Matt, Scott, any of those guys that do paid reviews, I don't have any problem with that at all. Those guys put in a lot of work to get to that point. And I have no problem with that at all. None at all. But I also distinguish myself. Everything I do, I am constantly reminding people I am a tester. I'm not a reviewer. So I want to objectively be able to say, okay, is this product better than this product for my beard? Is this cigar scent better than this Virginia tobacco scent for me? Scents are a lot more objective, and I'm into scents. I've been studying scents and how they're built and all that. So I'm not trying to minimize how important they are into the experience. But if you find something that's good for your beard, then it's easy to find something that you enjoy. It's easier to find something that you enjoy the smell of, at least in my experience.
Are we ever going to see any kind of, not necessarily a ranking system, but like your favorites kind of video or share?
I do my ride or dies now. I don't do a video if I don't feel like I can come out and say, this is a good company, you should buy their stuff, I'm not going to do a video on them. For every 5 companies that I've tried, probably closer to 4, for every 4 to 5 companies I've tried, I've only done one video. Because when I get in there and I start testing this stuff and it starts falling apart on me, the way the logarithms work, if I get out there and make a video about a bad company, I'm increasing their profile. And there are a couple of really infamous examples of where a company just got exposed for being really, really bad. And 6 months later, they're back out there. They may have had a dip in sales, but everything cooled off and people have short memories and they're back out there. So if I don't feel like I can talk about a company in a positive way, I don't do a review on them at all. Do you give
the owner's feedback? In those cases, do you ever give the owner's feedback about what you found when you were testing, or you just let it die?
Well, most of the time, by the time I get to that point, I let them know, hey, I ordered this, and I'm having problems here. Is this something that you have on a consistent basis, or could it be something happened in transit or whatever? And I have had a few that said, no, that's something you got a bad batch. Let me make it up to you. I'll send you another set and we'll start over. A lot of them have just stuck to their guns and decided that was the hill they want to die on. That was the way. That's a sign of a quality product. And the most controversy that got stirred up around me ended up being I was just the first one that found that company or tried that company. And 6 months later, after I had just refused to comment on it, all these other reviewers and people in the bearded community started having those same issues. And I thought, okay, all right. I try to tell you,
there ain't no such thing as a good case of hemorrhoids.